Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make, well, I've just made a vegetable, and together with that I would like to make some sothi. Now, what is sothi? In case I have some of you who are listening who are not Malaysian Indians or who are not Indians, a sothi is a soup that is basically coconut milk based. So the main base would be coconut milk, and it's like a soup, a savory soup which is calming, which is creamy, which is just subtle. The flavors are subtle in a sothi, and sometimes it is made just as that coconut milk soup with some spices added to it. Sometimes you can add some vegetables to the sothi, sometimes you can add fish. There are many kinds of sothi, but today the one I'm making is the basic sothi. It's a South Indian dish, once again, very popular among South Indians, and a very nice comfort food, I must say. So as you know, I'm not in Malaysia, guys, so right now I'm in Australia, and because of that I can't get all my ingredients, so I am kind of making do with some ingredients, but I will tell you what the other ingredients that ought to be added to a basic sothi. Let's get the main ingredient, and let me tell you where I found it. This brand, I couldn't get fresh coconut milk, as you know why, I'm in Adelaide, and well, I presume I could get it somewhere, but I don't know where to get it right now. So when I went to an Indonesian a small supermarket called Bakulan, I managed to find this. Okay, this is coconut milk. This is the same brand that we have in Malaysia as well. So this is thick coconut milk that I'm going to use. This is 200 milliliters, so I'm going to use probably all of it, depending on how much I want. The fridge is not too big, so well, anyway, so this is a 200 milliliter packet of coconut milk. You can use 200 milliliters of fresh coconut milk, which will be much nicer. Okay guys, I couldn't find curry leaves, so I'm going to use this big bay leaf. So I'm just going to use one bay leaf just as a substitute. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of, this is how my mom does it, a teaspoon of fennel seeds, okay, and some cinnamon sticks, just this much. Okay, so that's all as far as the dry spices are concerned, these. So that, and then of course some water to dilute the milk, and I am going to now chop some sort of like julienne, some green chilies, some onions, some garlic, and some ginger. I have all these ingredients today. So back at home I would also add some red chilies, you know, just to give it an extra kick. You can put chili padi, which is bird's eye chili, because in Malaysia because of the Malay food influence, we also use a lot of chili padi, which is that bird's eye chili, which is really spicy. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of 2 medium-sized tomatoes that I have sort of chopped into like this kind of this kind of size. So that's the only vegetable that I'm putting besides the onions and you know, so on. Back at home, sometimes I would also add serai, which is lemongrass, but I don't have lemongrass right now. And last of all, to this soup I would sprinkle some chopped coriander. I don't have that as well, guys. So for now, this is what I'm going to have. Let me show you the chopped ingredients now. The addition of serai, which is the Malay word for lemongrass, and daun limau purut, which I also add sometimes, which is the Malay name for kaffir lime leaves, as well as the bird's eye chilies, which is chili padi. Okay, these items generally isn't added into the traditional South Indian sothi, but I mentioned to you guys, I think those of you who don't know, who are not from Malaysia, that the Malaysian Indian population, our food is kind of blended, or it's like a blended culture. So together with our basic, like I could do a basic sothi, but at home very often I would add these extra ingredients, because our food, that's the beauty of that's the uniqueness of Malaysian Indians. Our food has integrated with the other cultures, and I love this being a Malaysian. So my Indian food sometimes will have ingredients. So these ingredients is from the Malay culture, or maybe even from the north, Thai, because bird's eye chilies and so on, but definitely not so much traditional Indian, but it's a unique blended culture. So that's what's beautiful in Malaysia. Okay guys, so yeah, let me just show you the chopped ingredients. Chopped ingredients that I have are sliced, not chopped actually, sliced. This is about a quarter large onion, so you can take about one small onion and slice it like this. This is julienne, or you know, when you cut it like lidi like this, like matchsticks, it's called julienne. A little tiny piece of ginger, and then I've sliced some green chilies, and I've also sliced some garlic. So this is about 2 cloves of garlic. This is 1 small green chili. This is a small piece, and this is about half a small medium-sized onion. Together with that, guys, some salt and about a half teaspoon or 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Okay, so let's get cooking. This is a pot that she already has. This one is the Vivo. Okay, I don't really can see the brand, but this is a small stock pot that I gave her previously. I managed to get that through collecting stamps in the Aeon supermarkets previously. So I passed it to her and she has this. So I've heated up some oil in this pot, okay? And I'm going to add the dry spices, my the bay leaf and the fennel seeds, as well as the cinnamon sticks. So that goes in, and then, okay, this should not be wet. So let this do its thing, you know, splutter and so on. When it starts to crackle and pop and so on, then I will add these ingredients, guys. Okay? So you can hear the spices are beginning to, you know, make a little bit of sound, not too much because the flame is low. Sorry, the heat is low. Now I'm going to add all of this. With my hand. All of this, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to wash it and put it back in. Okay. Give it a bit of a stir. Let this get a little bit brown. And while I do that, guys, I'm going to add the turmeric inside. I like putting turmeric into oil sometimes because it's the fragrance is nice. Okay, that goes in there. Then I'm going to put the tomatoes. Some water. And now I'm going to I'm going to add some salt to this. Some salt. This is going to be 1 teaspoon, guys. And let it sort of, I'm going to cover it and let it sort of cook. I'm not going to add the coconut milk just yet because coconut milk I'll add it towards the end. And also, guys, I will add a little bit of water to this, mix it up and then add it. I might not add the whole thing. It's all totally up to you how thick you want your Sothi to be. If you want your Sothi really thick, all of it. If you want it a little bit watery, less of this. Okay, it's up to you. This is about half of this 200 ml. It's about half only, guys. I don't want to make too much because we don't have space in the fridge to keep it. And anything made with coconut milk, guys, you need to put it in the fridge. So I'm going to sort of dilute it in a little bit of water. Use cooked water, guys. Okay, I mean sort of clean water. Don't use water from the tap because you're adding it right at the end. I've added water and I'm just going to give it a good mix. Sometimes this also prevents coconut milk from curdling. You know, when you put coconut milk into hot liquid, it will start to curdle. You get little bits of white. I don't really like that. Sometimes if the coconut milk is frozen and it's from the fridge, I would even use a sieve to sieve it into the, the soup or the gravy. Okay, so I'm just mixing this nicely. No lumps, guys. I've resorted to putting my hand in, guys, because I don't have a sieve and it's a bit lumpy. So I've got no choice, guys. I don't know where it went. Okay, so my hands are clean. Okay, I I think I need to buy a sieve. She keeps saying she doesn't need a sieve because she doesn't use it, but I need to buy one tomorrow. Okay, so make sure it's nice and the coconut milk doesn't have any lumps inside. Now I'm going to turn down the heat so it's not boiling. Okay, turn down the heat so it's boiling like that. Can you see? And most of the, hold on guys, the tomato is also quite cooked. Okay, I mean it's already begun to break up and so on. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more water to this and then add the coconut milk. So clean water guys, clean water, make sure it's clean because you're adding it at the end. Okay, now I'm going to add the coconut milk in. Give it a good mix. And if you feel it's thick enough, you can take it off. I'm going to see how this is now. I'm going to give it a taste. To me guys, this is just nice. Okay, it's beginning to boil, so I'm going to turn off the heat now because I don't want the coconut milk to curdle. Okay, and also the reason I only used I used less of the coconut milk. I didn't use the whole 200 ml is because I'm making a small portion. So if you're making more, you can use the whole 200 ml. Quickly taken it off the burner here because it was starting to boil and I don't want to see the milk. You have to be very careful. The coconut milk will start to separate. So that hasn't happened here. So that's what I'm telling you. And this, my friends, is the best time to sprinkle your chopped coriander leaves. It would be really yummy. So guys, I'm going to try it now. Okay, it's quite thick. The reason I only used half of that carton, guys, was because I'm making a small portion because we don't have much space to keep leftovers. So can you see? Are you able to tell that it's thick? Okay, so anyway, I'm going to try it. Yum. The flavors of the onions, the garlic, the chilies, the green chilies, the tomatoes, the ginger, it's all nicely amalgamated into the soup. So the soup is a nice thick concoction of all these basic spices, guys. So it's really yummy. Do give it a shot if you would like to try a basic South Indian Sothi as well. So here's Shakila Shanmugam signing off. Bye everyone.